And we are live. Welcome back to the Wanna Parlay podcast. I'm Lance Bell. I'm your sole host today, as obviously you can see no one else is here on your screen. This show is brought to you by Wanna Parlay, home of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. We're right in the middle of another Wanna week, and we have tons of Wanna winners worthy of celebrating. But I'm going to be honest, there's only one I'm focusing on today, and that is Doorman. He's put down a 256.47 parlay multiplier right out of the gate. And he did so 3 times. So looking at what your guys' options as players are, you better get moving. You better get moving on your parlays because this guy's going to make a lot of money. I think he's lined up to make $2,900 because of the parlay he placed. There he is. Folks, Jack is having some major technical difficulties. Let's bring him on. Here he is. Jack, the good guy, one of the great ones.
Can you hear? I don't know what my problem is. You hear me?
We've been, folks, we can hear him barely. It's cutting in and out. We've been trying this for 30 minutes now. Jack is just in a horrible spot. Yep, there he goes again. It's brutal. Oh, something's going on with his internet. We're having shitty luck with what's going on here. So we're going to march on forward. Back to the main event, Doorman. Yeah, he's gonna be clearing house with that 256 point multiplier. So we're gonna need to lock in, boys. Someone's gonna have to beat that, and if not, then you're just gonna have to focus next week and get back to it. But I believe it can be done. I believe in each and every single one of you. Bring him back on. Let's see if it works. Jack, can you hear us? Our guy. We can't hear him. It's brutal. We've been at this, folks, for about 30 to 45 minutes. It's unfortunate, but we've got a lot of family stuff, a lot of news going on. So, it's not easy. We can't get that done. So it'll just be me today. But we still have a great show for you guys today. We have Nettie coming on to the show, who was the winner last week. Oh, there's Tone. And he beat me to it, but that's who we're bringing on. We're bringing on Tone. We're going to be interviewing the winner of last week, Nettie. We're going to celebrate their win, talk their picks, and we're going to talk a few other topics of discussion. Tone, can you hear me?
I can't. You hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me get my mic right.
No worries. You're all good. Jack's having major technical difficulties. I don't even know if we'll get him on the show today, so it might just be me and you, brother.
All right.
I'm going to keep going with this intro. I can't see you yet. But a reminder, March 23rd, brought to you by Tone and sponsored by Wanna Parlay. It's going down in the ATL, the Wanna Parlay party. Lots of good men and women like yourself coming together for some relationship building and, more importantly, some parlay building. It's going to be great stuff, guys. You guys make sure you get out there. I'm getting out there, that's for sure. Me and Jack got to find tickets, fly out there, and might have to get some Frontier Airlines. But hey, we'll be there. And yeah, we've got a great show. We've got Nettie. We've got Tone. We've got a lot going on. Tone, how are you?
And I'm great. Audio good?
Yep, audio's great. You look great, and it's going to be a great show. So how we start off every single one of these shows is accountability time, accountability hour. Tone, I don't have your notes, so you're going to, yep, he's got the cheat sheet. He's ready to go. Look at him go. I'll start off. I went 3-3. In my props, 3 and 4 overall, because I told you to parlay those. We always got to try the parlay and individual. That's the best way to make money. I'm telling you guys, gambling on sports. Here we go. I got Damian Lillard over 23.5 points. This was an L. This was that Pacers game they played with Tyrese Halliburton's crazy game winner in the corner. That was absurd, but Lillard did not play well. He shot. It was just an unfortunate game. I was just in the wrong stat lines. Giannis over 31.5 points, another loss. They just weren't scoring points. It was coming out of Taurean Prince. I think he led the team in shots. It was an interesting game. That's how the Pacers play, though. Rick Carlisle, his defensive schemes, it's very, very interesting stuff, and I love how the Pacers play. But Giannis over 6.5 assists. This did win by 0.5 point. He had 7 assists. It was good stuff. Zion Williamson over 25.5 points plus rebounds. This was a win. This was his 22-point triple-double that he had against the Clippers. It actually was looking scary for a while, and he ended up coming through. There's Lonnie Lau, parlay party. Come on, Lonnie. We're going to get fired up on that Sunday, that's for sure. Azur Thompson, over 5.5 rebounds. That was actually a loss. He only played 18 minutes, and he actually got elbowed in the face by someone that ended up getting ejected in that game. Tough freaking break, man. Like, what is that? He plays 18 minutes. He had 3 rebounds in the first quarter, and in 18 minutes was at 5. Was really on pace to clear this number easily and just takes an elbow right to the chin. I mean, it's just unlucky, folks. It's just unlucky stuff. Next, we had Donovan Mitchell over 22.5 points. He actually ended up being a scratch, a DNP. He ended up not playing. But Evan Mobley cleared over 8.5 rebounds. He ended up with 9. So not bad stuff. 3-3. And I did say throw on a parlay. So technically, I'd say down a unit at least. I'd say right in that range. But not bad, not bad. The elbow to the face was very unfortunate. Let's go through Jack's picks real quick. I didn't watch these college basketball games, and a couple of them had started, and I don't want to speak too much about him or on him because he needs his own chance to defend these picks. TCU -2.5 versus Colorado. That was a loss, and it didn't look pretty. Like I said, I didn't watch these games, so I don't want to bash some of these, but Cal -3.5 versus Virginia Tech. I remember this game being in overtime at the end of our last show, and him saying get on Cal, and Cal covered this number. They covered the 3.5 after 2 overtimes. So was he there from the beginning? Those one, but hey, I chalk it as a win. That's a winner. Gonzaga beat the shit out of St. Mary's. That's another good win. Utah -1.5 versus UCF actually it looked a little throttled by UCF. He was weary about this pick. He said UCF has actually been playing decently well this year, and unfortunate that it bites him in the ass. And last but not least, he had that Bucks -1.5 versus Pacers. Bucks were going into the final possession up 3, and you get an and 1 unbelievable play, unbelievable shot by the one, the only Tyrese Halliburton. He gets the and 1 in that corner 3, ends up being a Pacers win of 1 point. But the interesting part about this bet is that if Jack saw the line, I think the line was at 2.5 Pacers by tip-off. And he announced $1.5 on the show. So it's an interesting one where the line moved and he would have been right. But what he announced on the show was a loss. And we don't give handouts around here. So we're keeping it as a loss. All right. Tone, it is your turn to get started on Accountability Hour. If you're still jotting it down, don't worry.
I am, but I'll move as we go. I'm towards the end of my list. I don't know the numbers or the percentage, but we'll tally it up towards the end. I was trying to track down this Cincinnati game. I had Cincinnati for the W. I want to say they definitely walked away with the W, but I was trying to look it up. You can check that.
I'll give it a look. Game. Let's see. Cincinnati did win by 19 against Oklahoma State.
All right, so I had Cincinnati for the W. That was a win. I had Grambling for the W. That was a win. I had a UTEP for the W. That was a win. And I had a UTEP for -2.5. That was a win. I had Florida State for the W. That didn't hit. Vermont for the W. That didn't hit. Central Connecticut in a shocking, crazy game that didn't hit. McNeese State for the W. That hit. Northwestern, I went for the +17.5. They lost by 19. Yeah. UNC Wilmington W, that hit. Florida A&M W, that hit. Bryan W, that hit. Bryan -9.5, that hit. Montana W, that hit. Georgia Tech W, that hit. And with the Bryan -9.5 and the Georgia Tech, I put Tricky, and they both still hit. Pistons W, that hit. Cavs W, that hit. Bucks W, they lost by 1.
Yeah, that one. That was
Bucks
the yeah.
minus 2.5 is a given. What happened? Yeah. And then I had OKC for the plus 4.5. That hit. And I threw in two hockeys. And they both hit. New Jersey Devils for the W. That hit. And New Jersey Devils minus 1.5. They won by 2. That hit. Over in my player prop section, I had Cade Cunningham for the 27.5. He ended with 27. I'm damn good if you ask me. It was close. I had under on the Alex Sar 13.5. That hit. I had Jalen Duran for the 13.5 points. That hit. I had under on Jordan Poole, bitch. Yeah, like always. 30.5 PRA under. That hit. Jalen Duran, I had under on 11.5 rebounds. That didn't hit. I had the hefty Tobias Harris 6.5 rebound bet, which was 2.06 points itself, and it hit. Cade Cunningham 5.5 rebounds. I took the under. He didn't hit. Cameron Johnson 15.5 points. He hit with 17. Nick Claxton 7.5 rebounds. I think he finished with 4. How? I don't know. Nick Claxton 1.5 bets, and this was a 2+ pointer for itself, the prop, and it hit. Told you. Evan Mobley 1.5 blocks. I told you risky, and it didn't hit. Now, this is where I kind of started to lose track, but I had Donovan for 2.5 3-pointers. He was DNP. He did not play. Max Strus, 1.5 3-pointers. I put lock by this. Check the receipts. Run the show back. I said lock. Max Strus, 1.5, and he hit. After this, I don't know what hit or what didn't, but I had Zion for the 23.5 points. I had Ease Missy for the 7.5 points. I had under on James Harden 3.5 threes. He hit, I bet you. CJ McCollum, he didn't hit. I had 2.5 threes. I had the under on that, and he made more. I remember watching. Derek Jones, 0.5 threes. I don't know. I took the over on that. And then another lock I had on the list, run the show back, was Ivica Zubac, 13.5 rebounds under, and he hit.
Yep. I do remember that. So yeah, and I remember that specifically because I asked you about it. I was like, big zoo now.
He's Missy down there. Yeah,
you were damn right. So the Zion Williamson 23.5 points misses because he had 22. That was brutal. Yeah, that's sick work. I remember seeing Harden had 4 threes. He was 4 for 11. I think I watched him open up the game, Tone. I think he was 0 for 5 from 3 to start the game, and he still clawed back to get over 3.5. So that's a sick beat. Those two, I mean that. Oh, and then Yves Missy, you had over 7.5 points, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he had 9. So that hit. Let me close this window real quick. But right when I come back, we will get started. Here we go. Oh, you can tell I got the fresh cut.
No. Lantz, I'm looking at it right now. James Harden went 3 for 8.
Wait, 3 for 8 from 3?
Yep. I'm looking at it right. 6 for 20 from the field, 3 for 8 from the 3. So that under 3.5.
No. This was the Pelicans game.
Not the Heat on Tuesday.
No, it's on. Well, this is Tuesday, March 11th. It was Clippers Pelicans because you had Zubac and Yves Missy going against each other.
I'm looking at Tuesday, March 11th game, and it's versus the Clippers.
Wait,
I mean, it's versus the Heat.
I'm looking at Tuesday, March 11th, and it's telling me Clippers Pelicans. Are we tripping?
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, I see. No, it's a split in my. Okay, I see it. Yep, Pelicans. You're right.
We go. But yeah, no, that was incredibly unlucky. But we move forward. Hey, we move on. I don't know. Yeah, like I said, Jack is going through technical difficulties, so it's just me and you. We're running this. I got just few quick topics to run by. Are we still doing that interview? Do we still have Nettie coming on?
I'm now for you, Lance. I'm checking on that now.
No worries. I'll just start with the first topic of today. So this injury occurred today. Cooper Flagg goes down with an ankle injury in the ACC tournament. Tone, you and Jack are the college basketball guys. What does this mean for Duke? Well, if it's serious, what does it mean? And what are our predictions?
I watched it live, man. I watched him go down, and it was bad. He tried his best to fight. It looked like it might be bad. It doesn't look like, to me, it doesn't look like something that's going to keep him out for the whole tournament, but maybe the next game or so, yeah. But Duke did they show I think they needed that test. They showed me they were down bad with Cooper in the game. They were down. Tech was whooping ass. I was scared. They went into the half, I want to say, down by like 12. I'm like,
Damn.
oh, then Cooper went down and they still prevailed. I mean, they still prevailed, and I think that's gonna that's gonna scare some teams. And the way their bracket is gonna be set up, I don't think these next two games are gonna be too difficult for her. I think the Tech game was one of the more difficult ones till they get close to the the Elite Eight Final Four. I think they'll be all right.
Okay, so I looked at box score just to give it like a look, just to have some sense of how the game went. Yeah, Duke won, and it looked the kid Knuppel. How do you say his last name? But that's the kid that Jack's been hooting, hollering about, saying he's legit. I gotta ask you, he had 28 in the game. Is that kid legit? Is he an NBA player, or what does he look like?
I think that's what we're gonna really see now. If we get to see a full game with no Cooper Flag, I think then we can make some assumptions. Then I'm not fully sold on NBA yet. I think he might do another year at Duke and then go, especially with how much the demand for Cooper Flag is. But I've seen a lot of things happen during March Madness, and this is the time that stars are made, baby. This is the time that those unknowns become households.
Yep. Hey, you're 100% right. I mean, there's a kid right now, the name Caleb Love rings a bell to me when it talks about people that were built in March. His rookie or his freshman year, I should say, when he was at UNC, he went on a crazy stretch. He was just got hot. The team was on fire. I think they went Final Four, maybe even championship. But now that kid still gets paid NIL money, and I don't think he's very good. I think he was built literally off a one March Madness run, and he's over there still in U of A playing. So you're 100% right. March Madness can build legends, household names. It can change your life in the span of 3 to 4 days.
I think just on the March Madness, I think Kemba Walker is a perfect example. He went crazy March Madness when UConn won it that year, and I feel like that performance in itself escalated him to that draft.
Well, 100%. I mean, the cardiac Kemba shot when he does oh my God, the ankles on the play. That play would have been an all-time play if it wasn't a buzzer beater. Like if it was just a regular crossover, that's still an all-time play because of how nasty it was. Oh my God. So looking forward, would you still say Duke is the favorite to win the ACC tournament? Would you say maybe it flips over to another team, and then coming into March, do you still think Duke should be as high as a favorite, even with this Cooper Flag stuff lingering?
So Lance, Duke is my Lakers. So with that being said, hey guys, I feel like we're good at all times. I mean, LeBron's down. Okay, next man up. All right, it's cool. Cooper Flag down. Okay, it's okay. Diaper dandy, baby. It's all right. We're gonna make it through it. It's Duke.
Okay. I like it. All right. Well, we'll leave the Cooper Flag injury because there's a lot looming and a lot we don't know. We'll hash back to that one Monday. Oh, here's KG Little Joe's. If I was Duke, I would sit Flag. You don't need to win the ACC tourney. You're already in. Let this kid rest. What are your thoughts of that, Tone?
That is a great point. I mean, what's the bigger fish? And which run matters the most? This run or that run? So I think that's a valid point. I think what solidify it though is once we figure out how serious it is. I think that's what determines it, because them boys not NBA players. Them boys young. They injuries a little different. I done seen some college players roll an ankle that some professional players would have been out 4 to 6 weeks. They back in the next quarter. Them young bodies work a little different. So I want to see how serious it is first.
Yeah, no, and hey, that's a great point. I mean, the youth, and well, I guess it's different now with NIL, but these kids are looking to get paid, trying to make the league. They don't have time for injuries. They don't have time for any of that. So in college, they suck it up. So you're 100% right. Oh, KG Little Josie says, plus If Flag gets hurt even worse coming back too soon, does it affect his draft position? That's an interesting one, and this Cooper Flag kid looks generational. I think any NBA team, yeah, I think he's a stone at 1. I think he's just right there. It's a great question though. I mean, the Ace Harpers of the world, the Ace Bailey and Dylan Harper, I believe they are the Rutgers kids. Those kids are projected high. Would one of them sneak up on Flag? I don't know. But we'll see. You're 100% right. We got to see what goes on with the injury. So let's move forward. Let's move forward a little NBA. I'm reading a quote from Steph Curry. Winning a 5th title is the only thing I am playing for, end quote, which is reasonable. Yeah, I'd imagine that's what he'd say. But are we taking these Warriors seriously? And if Curry does capture ring 5, where do we put him all time? Tone, you can start off with, are we taking these Warriors seriously?
Not at all. I think right now, they can change their name to they're not Warriors right now. They're they're like some, they're in Warrior training mode right now. They're trying to remember what winning feels like. I don't even feel like they have a game plan drawn up for the roster they have right now. I don't even think their roster is put together collectively to even be able to compete with the top 10 best teams in the NBA. I mean, and I hate to see Steph go through this phase, but all of the greats can't win them all, but this is not Steph's year at all. I mean, not close, not a chance. It's not a chance that screen record this and play it back. It's not a chance that even if they make the playoffs, they are not going to do squat diddly done nothing. Nathaniel.
Hey, KG Lil Joe's in the chat agrees with you. He says that dude is only going to win a 5th title if he's playing NBA 2K. So, hey, people are agreeing with you, and I agree with both of you. Don't get me wrong. The acquiring Jimmy Butler has definitely made them a better team, and they've been winning these regular season games since acquiring Butler. I believe they're like 7 or 8-1. They're actually playing really good ball, but that's regular season basketball, and they've been great regular season teams. They got a lot of average players, average shooters on their team, but you're 100% right. The roster isn't constructed to go beat, the Denver Nuggets in a 7-game series, the Los Angeles Lakers in a 7-game series, the Oklahoma. So actually, the Oklahoma City Thunder, people I've heard recently, Jack is one of them, KG I believe as well, they believe the Warriors would beat the Thunder in a 7-game series. Do we believe that at all anymore? Or is that, I don't, Tone, do you at all?
Do I believe what? Say it again, Lance.
That the Warriors would stand a chance in a 7-game series against the Oklahoma City Thunder?
Not at all. They may get one, not at all.
Okay, yeah.
OKC,
so we're on the same page. OKC in 5. Yep. Okay. Yeah. And that leads us into our next topic. The Oklahoma City Thunder go to Boston and beat the defending champions. They're 2-0 against them this season. Boston was missing Porzingis, and Oklahoma City was missing Caruso. Not that it's the most important information, but what are our thoughts with this matchup going 2-0 to the Thunder? Are the Thunder the clear-cut best team in the league? And was this a finals preview? And who would you take in a 7-game series if it was the NBA Finals? Thunder or Boston?
No, I think OKC has had the best regular season. Maybe I think best in the West. I think the Cavs are having the best season overall. The way they've been beating teams. Plus, I think the Cavs are a more well put together team. Like when they added DeAndre Hunter, that is just ridiculous. Now I see automatically, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, Cavs, Boston, Eastern Finals. I see that. I feel like that's in stone.
I agree with you. Yep.
It is no other way it's going to be. I feel like it's in stone. And I feel like even if there's a script somewhere hidden off, that's what's in the script as well. That is healthy for the NBA.
Yeah.
Cleveland get some camaraderie back. They haven't won anything since LeBron. So just to get this close or go there would be great for the organization. And then on the West side, I think it's going to come down to Lakers are in the Western Conference Finals automatically. Then that other spot is going to be Denver or OKC. It's going to be up for grabs.
Yeah, okay. I agree with you. Especially in the West, it depends how the seeding is, though. That's my biggest thing, because the whole Western Conference playoff structure is all about matchups. Like if the Lakers see Denver in round 1, that's a little tough. That's a tough ask. That's a tough ask of our team. I mean, obviously, I expect us to go win, but hey, Jokic has had our number for many years now. If we see the Thunder in the second round, who did we play before? It's a long journey, but I believe in the Lakers and all that. But 7-game series, Thunder, Boston. Who you taking?
I would say that's a good one. I feel like it's going 7. Let me say that. And I think it goes to who has home court.
Okay, so that just looking at the numbers, that would be the Thunder. So, okay, so Tone thinks Thunder in a 7-game series over the Boston Celtics.
That's a travel back and forth.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a travel. So I think it goes to home court.
Awesome. I could agree with that. I would probably lean Boston personally, only because they have the experience and using those factors. And that comes from KG in our chat. He's saying, if it comes down to a 7-game series, Boston is the most complete team. And again, experience is the big word, knows how to win in the big games. And I'm going to be honest, KG also has... If it comes down to a 7-game series with the Thunder and Warriors, he says because of playoff experience, he would take the Warriors over the Oklahoma City Thunder. So interesting stuff. We got moving on around here in this show. But let's keep moving forward. Podcaster Paul George has been placed on the trading block by the Philadelphia 76ers. He's owed $51 million next year, averaging 16 points a game for those Sixers. What are our thoughts? Is there a market for Paul George? I mean, is this one of the biggest fails you've ever seen? Talk to me, Tone. I mean, what do we got going on over here?
I have been telling people for ages. He's not him. He's not him. And they did it to him. They do this to a lot of players. They start making those crazy comparisons. The big contracts start coming. The media feeds into it. It's like they're trying to force superstars in certain scenarios for some people.
Yeah.
And Paul George falls into that category for me. Bradley Beal falls into that category for me. Tyrese Halliburton falls into that category for me. Jordan Poole falls into that category for me. Ever since Draymond smacked the Mario coins out of him, he's never been the same. Rudy Gobert falls into another category. If he was rated better, he would be better. Somewhere along the way, they try to tell that he's him. No, the hell he isn't. He couldn't even beat COVID. It's a lot of people that, and Paul George falls into the category where he should not have a sneaker deal. Let's start there. That's when you start hyping up the wrong players. Paul George should not have a sneaker deal. I guarantee you, if we was to pull sneaker sales from all the NBA players and then match up their star status, Paul George is not calculating. How many people you walk by with Paul George's on their feet?
The only time I'd ever see someone with Paul George's on their feet is actually hooping, but even then, it's a small number. Nobody would wear those shoes for style. I don't believe so.
So I think they be messing these people's mental up. If he would have been treated like Eddie Jones, he would be better. And Eddie Jones was a great ass player, but he was never hyped up like a Jordan or hyped up like like.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and I think you're 100% right. With some of these players getting just too much money, too much attention, and not enough recognition for the teams they were on. because everyone talks about Paul George and those Indiana Pacers that used to give the Miami Heat trouble in the East, if you want to call it trouble. But they used to have epic battles in the Eastern Conference, and it was all, quote unquote, the coattails of Paul George. But I'm like, there were real players on that team. I mean, you had the George Hills of the world. You had the David West. I mean, David West was a mean motherfucker in that power forward position for any team that was facing him. Roy Hibbert at the time was balling. And then Paul George was the best player on the team, but I didn't think it was, he shouldered as much as other people did. Then he goes into the USA camp. He has the freak accident injury, snaps his leg, comes back, and then forces his way out of Indy, goes to Oklahoma City. He was third in MVP voting with Russell Westbrook. So, did he had a legit year, but then loses in the playoffs with Westbrook pretty easily. I'm almost positive. I could go back and look specifically, but it wasn't much. And then he's part of the biggest, or I'd say top 3, and maybe not even 3 worst trades ever in NBA history. He was acquired by the Clippers through OKC, and they traded Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a first-round pick that ended up being Jalen Williams, their second best player, and 3 more draft picks that they haven't even used that yet, one of them being this year. So a little bit of, that's way too much expectation for a guy like Paul George. You can't move that many pieces for just this guy who's just not that great. He's just not that great. I'm with you, Tone. I think they gave him way too many flowers, and there was way too high of not only expectation, but just, they just thought Paul George was him. And you said it. He's not him.
Anytime the Pacers put a franchise tag on somebody, it is a curse. Talent. Hey,
that actually might be true. I mean, Halliburton, he gets moved off the Kings. He's coming now to the Pacers, and it seems like he's found a home. Hey, that shot he hit against the Bucks, though, that was insane. I call it luck. Yeah, I mean, nobody's hitting that shot consistently, but that shot was insane over Giannis. So I got to give him some flowers. But Ray in the chat, how we doing? We appreciate you showing up. All right. So those were just some of the quick few topics I had going down, Tone. I got the technical difficulties with our boy Jack. I did not see it coming. So some of the topics I was going to bring up, I'm just saving it for the next show, only because Jack has the more insight and can have the better conversation. But I was actually just asked this recently, and I know you're a baseball guy, so I want to hear your thoughts. I've heard Jack's opinions, but so me and Jack are on the side of anti bringing robots into umpiring. Bringing in the strike zone that they can do digitally and all that, and taking umpires out of the game. And I just wanted to hear, what are your thoughts? Do you think they should have the digital, the AI, the automatic strike zone, or should they keep it in the hands of the humans and keep the same umpire and the same standard for strike zone?
That's a good question. And this is the first that I'm hearing. I've been hearing about all the robots that pitchers and batters and stuff like that have. I didn't know that they were contemplating on replacing the umpires, but so I have a weird connection with technology. My friends, we be talking about the cars. I be telling them, like, one day, man, we're gonna have cars without a steering wheel. And my friends are like, I can steering wheel. I'm not driving no car without a steering wheel. So I mean, I wouldn't have no problem with robotic umpires, but I think it'll be accurate as well. You know what I'm saying? Humans gonna still have to be there to tune them up and fix the troubleshooting errors and this and the third, and but I'm for it.
Okay, so you wouldn't mind if they took out the human aspect of umpire, because the only reason, and now I didn't know as much about it, and Jack talked to me. He was saying he was talking about there's a lot of the sport is not knowing the strike zone. Like there isn't an automatic set in stone. Like it's the umpire, if the umpire likes to call inside fastballs a little inside, that's part of it. That's part of the pitcher. That's part of the game and the battle between the pitcher and the batter. And, so he says if you bring in automatics and the technology and not the human error aspect, you lose a lot of the sport. And in losing a lot of the sport, I mean, it could just lead to bad things down the road. So now hearing that, what are your thoughts? Because I see you thinking about that one.
I was just thinking about how technology works, and what if different umpires had different AIs, which means it would work different, it would think different, it would call it different. What if they're not meant to be all the way accurate? But I don't know. What are also I would love to hear. See, I love these kind of things when it arises within business and entrepreneurship, this and the third. But I would love to hear the pros of having robot referee umpires. I would love to hear the pros versus just hearing all the cons. Yeah. I would love to hear the pros, because the pros might outweigh the cons, and that's what matters the most.
Hey, I mean,
what if they say, man, we'll never have rain delays no more, I don't know. I would love to hear the pros.
Yeah,
and I'm pretty sure there are some.
100. I mean, they would never get a strike. There would never be a ball that should be a strike, and there would never be a strike that should be a ball. I mean, it would be perfectly accurate. You'd never have a miss on, the plates and who's safe, who's out. You wouldn't need a challenge. You wouldn't need any. You just take out all the human error, and it would be the most accurate possible. And this is the same argument in football, where they want to put a microchip in the ball. So it's like, where was it actually spotted? And this could go back to the Chiefs-Bills game, this most recent playoff, when people thought Josh Allen got that first down. Well, if we had science and we weren't leaving it a game of inches up to refs and their feet, maybe it would have been a first down. So that's where I get into that interesting topic. It's, the robots and the refs. And it's like, man, part of the sports is, refs suck. That's part of sport. That's part of life. So it's an interesting topic. KG Little Joe's in the chat. He says, hey, I might have a Wanna Parlay surprise next week to drop live on the show. Wanna Parlay t-shirts are dropping. KG, you are more than welcome, my friend. You are more than welcome to show up and show out on this show and show us what you're working with, because I would love to see the new shirts that I will be repping, no matter if they look good or if they look, I'm still wearing them, KG. I still got your back. Awesome stuff. I'm excited. All right. So moving forward, we finished all our topics. So should we get right into gambling, Tone? Should we get right into...
You ready to dive in?
Right into tonight's picks? Yeah, let's let you go first. Because I know you got a sheet ready to go.
Yeah, and I'm actually I'm cooking up some more as we speak. I'm going the whole show. I've been going, but
no worries. What about Nettie? Are we still getting Nettie? Are we still getting any love?
Weirdly gotten no response to we've been speaking up to now, and man, shout out to Nettie, $2,000. We're trying to hear about the win and how it came about and all of that,
No, me and Jack run into this problem a lot in this podcast. Hey, we're nice, we're friendly people, by the way, viewers. I hope you agree. We're not here to bite, and we're not here to judge. We're just here to learn about how great you are and how much money you want and how you're spending it and all these different types of things. So don't be scared to come onto this show. But that's unfortunate. Yeah, no, Jack, like Jack has said, I mean, it's tough to get people to really pull up. All right, well, we got a little Lakers Bucks tonight, Tone. Lakers at Bucks. The Bucks are favored 6.5. It's on TNT. That's huge for people here in Southern California. We can actually watch the Lakers. What do you think? What do we like? Do the Lakers have a shot here without LeBron? Do we cover the points? Do we get a win? I like Luka's over an assist tonight at 8.5. Talk to me about that prop, and just what do you think?
That's weird, Lance. That's the first one you called out. I don't know if you can see that right there, but that Luka 8.5 is sitting right there, Lance. You're starting off hot, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, I love that. KG Lo Joe says over almost everything on this game.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm fading the Deers first off. I'm going W Lakers, and I'm going and I'm going plus 6.5 for the Lakers. Now, as you see, me and Lance was dead on the money together. The main Laker prop that we're pointing out tonight is Luka, 8.5 assists over. If I was to paint out the game, this is how I make my bets too, people. This is literally how I make my bets. As long as I have all the information up here, I'll play the game out in my head. They're in Milwaukee tonight. Luka is probable. I'm hoping he's going to play. So let me paint the game out as if Luka plays. Okay, Luka's going to come out in facilitator mode tonight to try to get as many of the gang members active tonight. He wants them shooting up the club. He wants them having those switches on the Blitz tonight. So he wants his shooters hot. So Luka's going to be dishing. Giannis, he's coming out tonight and he's going to probably give us 30. No cap. But we're going to shut down Dame. And Kuzma, he's going to come out and he's going to try to get some revenge from LA. I'm predicting like a 15 piece from Kuzma. But we are going to have a star-studded performance from Gabe Vincent, who's going to give us a dub tonight.
Okay.
Listen to what I said, y'all.
Miami
Gabe is going to be the one that's going to come out of nowhere and give us a dub tonight. And then right behind him is going to be some kind of show-out performance from Jackson Hayes. Whether that's 8 and 10 boards and 4 assists. That's what I mean by show out performance.
Okay.
From Jackson Hayes.
Hey, I see it. I mean, Milwaukee's a big team, and when we're in matchups like this, that's when we play Jackson Hayes a lot because we need the size. And I agree with you on the Giannis take. I think Giannis is going to feast, and I think the Lakers' new defensive scheme when they play any of these guys. I mean, it could be if he was healthy, Embiid. It could be Jokic. It could be Giannis. Any of these guys that you basically can't stop. You can only hope to contain. It's, you know what? Go ahead. You score your points, feast on us, whatever, but we're going to shut down the perimeter. You're not going to have any teammates that are going to contribute the way you are. And we're just going to beat everyone else, and we're just going to let you do you. And I think that's the recipe. I think that's the only way to really... I think that's how the Lakers get down on defense, and I like it. I like it a lot. I think it works. I mean, when we were trapping Jokic in that one game, and we're going to be trapping Giannis and these kids tonight, we're going to fly around. We're going to stay active. We got our hands out always. I mean, Dorian Finney-Smith and Vando. Yeah, I love those two, by the way. Just the two Swiss Army knives that are just great defenders. And they just are hawks, man. I wouldn't want to be guarded by them. And Lillard's going to get both of them tonight, probably all night long. So I like it. And Gabe Vincent, I mean, Gabe's been showing he's got that Miami Gabe in him. I mean, he's still here. He for a while it was looking bad, but he's back, and I like what I'm seeing out of him. That's awesome stuff. Let me ask you about another player prop. I don't know if you've looked at it. Have you looked at any Zion player props?
Last I looked at Zion, I don't know. Zion is like a 23.5, like solid in stone concrete number every night for Zion on the points. I don't know what it is, but it just sits. And Zion could come out there, he could drop 32, and it just still sits the next game, 23.5. I mean, and I love taking Zion's 23.5. Even when he don't hit, I'm good. Zion more times out of less hits on his 23.5s.
Yeah, hey, I agree. But I actually personally, I have his over in rebounds for some reason. I like it because I got a 6.5 number, and I'm just thinking if we're playing the Orlando Magic at home, and that's a team that doesn't have a good big, and their guard is hurt, Suggs. So they play a lot through their wings, and they get in these small ball, and I'm like, that's perfect. That's where Zion eats. This is where Zion actually eats. So I'm like, this is a great matchup that I like, and because I do the same thing as you, Tone. I stare at all the props that they give me, and I'm like, who do I just? I mean, they give these to me. These you just feel them. It's like it's like Is Brandon example? This is a random one, but like, is Brandon Ingram gonna give me like 5 or more assists? It's like. He swings the rock. I think he's going to give me. So yeah, I know exactly how you're building them because that's good stuff. All right. So those are my two that I have in a parlay that I'm kind of chasing back a little college basketball I lost on yesterday. I got the Luka 9.5 or Luka 8.5 assists and Zion 6.5 rebounds. Is there a couple more? That's really all I got, other than Lakers plus 6.5.
Yeah, I'm about wrapping up if that's all you got. But I was trying to make sure I give them some hefty. I got some texts and DMs coming through tonight. Please go give us the cheat sheet for NBA tonight. Some people are waiting for the college as well. But I have, so just so you guys know, this was the cheat from earlier, but majority of these games have already ended or they're active right now. And I hit the majority of this cheat sheet, but this is for tonight going forward for you guys, because I love to give away picks that if you're watching live right now, you still have the opportunity to put them in. Tell me. If you don't tell me, you fail me. Tell me. I'm telling you, like, I keep telling percentages. We keep holding ourselves accountable. We're not dodging any phase. We're not dodging any smoke. So do like my group chat say in TIG. Trust and go. Here we go. Get your pen and paper in, or your notes on your phones ready. From the top of the list, we're going to start on the money line and spread side. Now, I'm going to go all the way down, and once I get to Golden State Warriors, those games after that is for Friday. Go ahead and give you a booster real early. Catch these money lines while you can. All right, money lines and spreads. Starting with the Lakers, W. Lakers. Iona, W. Ken State. That's Kennesaw State. Shout out to my hometown. Kennesaw State is about 25, 30 minutes up the road. I'm going with them. W. And they're the underdogs. If you need something hefty, take that bet right there. Let's go Kennesaw. W. Kalkbrenner. 9.5 rebounds. Kalkbrenner. That's I forgot what team he played for, but that's Kalk Brenner all together. Kalkbrenner 9.5 rebounds over. Missouri minus 3.5. St. Mary's Mountaineers minus 3.5. Middle Tennessee W. Cal State minus 3.5. Pistons W. Lakers plus 6.5. Lakers plus 6.5. Pelicans plus 2.5. I'm taking the Pelicans tonight. Orlando is the favorite. Run with the Pelicans. Orlando came down and ate gumbo before the game. They are voodoo stricken. Bulls, W. Golden State, W. This is for Friday. Pacers, W. Celtics, W. Hawks, W. Cavs, W. Pelicans, 2 days in a row, W. Now let's go over to these player props, guys. Player props. Starting at the top of the list, I already told you how you're going to get down. You're going to eat big tonight. Giannis, 29.5 points, over. Kyle Kuzma, 13.5 points, over. Gabe Vincent, 9.5 points, over. Jericho Sims, 2.5 points, over. Jericho and Jackson, they're gonna be doing this tonight, so they're gonna eat a little. 2.5 over. Still, that's a lock. Jericho Sims, lock.
Wow. Okay.
Steph Curry. Steph is going to have a big bowl of chili tonight. He's eating, y'all. Steph eating tonight. 26.5 points, over. Zach LaVine, 20.5 points, under. Fade that boy.
Ooh.
Fade that boy. Zach LaVine, fade him. 20.5. Fade him. Jimmy Butler, 19.5 points, over. I said Steph for the 26.5 and Jimmy for the 19.5. That's a hell of a game for the Golden State Warriors. That's why they got the W. All right. Keegan Murray, 12.5 points, over. D'Angelo Russell. I never take D'Angelo Russell. But tonight we rolling with him. 13.5 points, over. They playing the Bulls.
Okay. Hey, I got to go. When you're, yeah, keep going.
Two more left, Lance. Mattis Buzelis, 13.5 points, over. And my last right now, Cam Thomas, 23.5 points, over. There you have it.
Wow. Okay. Well, let me give you a little information, Tone, because we got insider information over here on the Bulls. We have insider information from our guy KG Little Joe's. He's a Chicago native. I actually don't know that, but I assume so. But he has a bar in Chicago called KG Little Joe's, and he's saying right here in the chat, he says, beware of the Bulls game. They were out late last night for their yearly team bowling party. By the way, the rookie Buzelis and they all were out drinking late. Buzelis ended up winning the bowling championship. Interesting stuff. He's told me this before. And it's
what we're gonna do, chat. We're taking under on Mattis Buzelis just because of the information we just got from chat. 13.5 Mattis Buzelis under.
Oh man, it's insane. Hey KG, the one time he's told me inside, all right, he's done it a couple of times, and each time he's been right. So I that's why I give it to you. I have to. I can't. It's great stuff. But hey, Tone, I love the picks. A lot of them, like most of them, and I love the Levine under. Fade Levine. It's just that's awesome stuff. There it is, folks. If you didn't hear them all and you don't want to run it back, just take a screenshot right here. Get a good smile of me in the cheat sheet. There we are. It's great stuff. Good work. There it is. Yeah, and that's all we got today, folks. This was the Wanna Parlay podcast, home of everything Wanna Parlay, the proud father of the $2 parlay and the world's richest parlay, where every day people are turning $2 into $2,000. Today was a great show. It's just me and Tone. Jack was just strung. I've been trying for an hour. I tried for an hour with him. The technical difficulties, the internet connection where he was, it was like he was in Siberia. It just wasn't going to work today. It was just bad stuff. We'll be back Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, celebrating more WANA winners and updating you on the latest WANA leaderboards and talking all things sports and WANA. And a special focus is coming up on college hoops. Obviously, as we get ready and set for March Madness. Special message for all Texas and Florida residents. Tell every neighbor you have, every fellow state citizen you know, download Wanna Parlay. It is literally the only app in those states where you can legally bet and win on picking spreads, money lines, and overs and unders. That's all I got for us today, folks. Again, chat, thank you a lot. We appreciate you every time you show up and show out. Like I said, we'll be back Monday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Tone, thank you for joining again. As always, you're a legend. And, yep, that'll be all. Adios and see ya.